I want to talk about titties. Okay? Twitch, which forces me to serve you 3-minute ad breaks at the top of the fucking hour every hour, tells you if you no longer want to, which I tell you, if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or for free. That very same Twitch is an update to our approach to sexual content and content classification labels. Use a 3-minute ad break now. Yeah, in the trailer it said a third-term president, so it's probably fucking, yeah, it's most likely that they're fighting because he is doing a third term. It's the Trump third term. You can opt out of ads you show. Bitch, you don't know my contract? What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. Author Angela Hession. We have received consistent feedback from streamers that our current policies around sexual content are confusing and that it can be difficult to know their content will be interpreted based on these policies. We want streamers to feel confident they understand our rules and viewers to feel confident they will get the experience they expect. To accomplish this, we are making 2 effective changes today, streamlining our policies regarding sexual content and updating the criteria used for homepage recommendations. Streamline sexual content policy. To be effective, policies need to be easy to understand so the streamer knows what is allowed on the site and what's not allowed. Okay. All right, so there's an additional section in the content classification guidelines that describes when a streamer needs to label their content as including sexual themes. Going forward, the sexually suggestive content and sexually explicit content policies will be consolidated into a sexual content policy. There's a TLDR. Where is it? This policy specifies the types of sexual content that are prohibited on Twitch. Violating this policy will result in account enforcement. When consolidating these 2 policies, remove the portion of the sexually suggestive content policy that closely resembled language in the content classification guidelines. The guidelines explaining what content needed a sexual themes label were not distinct enough from the language in the sexually suggested content policy. We launched the CCL content classification labels back in June in recognition that some content that is allowed on our service may not be suitable for all audiences. Content recommendation for the homepage. We also recognize that not all members of the community want to see certain content, even if it's properly labeled with a content classification label. When a CCL is applied, viewers must provide explicit consent before they can start watching the stream. However, if label streams are shown on the Twitch homepage, viewers may still see content in stream thumbnails that makes them uncomfortable. We want to make sure the homepage, the TLDR, is some sexual content will be allowed, but with a tag meaning it won't show up on the front page. Nice. We want to make sure the homepage, which is often the first page that viewers land on, is more aligned with viewers' expectations. To address this, we're updating the criteria used for homepage recommendations. Streams have been labeled as inducing drug intoxication, excessive tobacco use, violent or graphic depictions, gambling, and or sexual themes will no longer be included in the homepage. Streams labeled as including mature rated games and profanity will not be affected by this update unless the streamer has also selected one of the labels bolded above. Viewers can still search for or go directly to the channels they follow that are streaming labeled content via the left bar on the homepage, but streams using these labels will not be surfaced in the homepage recommendations themselves. Do I even get recommended on the homepage ever? I don't think I've ever been on the homepage. Making this change helps ensure that viewers will not see content they haven't consented to seeing. We will continue to explore adding more personalized viewer settings in the future. Share your feedback. We want you to feel confident that you know what is expected of you, and we believe these changes will help you make informed decisions. Previously prohibited, but now allowed with label. Content that will deliberately... Wait, what? Content that deliberately highlighted breasts, buttocks, or pelvic region, even when fully clothed. Wait, what? Buttocks. Streamers found it difficult to determine what was prohibited and what was allowed, and often evaluating whether or not a stream violated this portion of the policy was suggestive. In addition, the former sexually suggestive content policy was out of line with industry standards and resulted in female-presenting streamers being disproportionately penalized. So here's the thing. What if someone's got some fucking honkers on them, right? And they're not like literally doing the titty clap thing, okay? But they just have some honkers, you know? There's streamers out there with some ginormous awoogas, you know? Like what? If you wear a cleavage showing shirt, for example, and the awoogas are showing, okay? But you didn't put the fucking sexually suggestive click, then what does that do? You know what I mean? Like, do you need to label that you got some titties on you? Like, what? That's true. It's gonna lead to a lot of awkward situations with that probably. Yeah, like it says that the end they will lock the label on your channel for a while if you do not label manually. That's what I mean. I can foresee this becoming a major problem where Twitch starts literally labeling female content creators who are not trying to like appear sexually suggestive because like people are mass targeting them or some shit with big ass honkers, even if they're like not fucking talking about their big ass honkers at all. And then they just get slapped on with that, you know, penalty. Fictionalized, drawn, animated, or sculpted, fully exposed female presenting breasts and or genitals or buttocks, regardless of gender. There's a thriving artist community on Twitch, and this policy was overly punitive and did not reflect the impact of the content. Oh, that's actually good. Body writing on female presenting breasts and or buttocks, regardless of gender. Erotic dances that involve disrobing or disrobing gestures, such as strip teases. Changes to popular dances, such as twerking, grinding, and pole dancing, are now allowed without a label. Previously, some dances were prohibited and others were allowed with a label. Enforcing on dances regardless of context meant our policy prohibited twerking at a wedding or taking a pole dancing exercise class, for example. The policy now takes context into consideration and only prohibits streaming inside of an adult entertainment establishment. With the updates to the sexual content policy, artistic depictions of nudity allowed. Content with a focus on fictionalized sexual body parts regardless of gender, such as doing nude figure drawing, are allowed with a sexual themes label. How does Twitch handle nudity in gaming? First, games featuring nudity, pornography, sex, sexual violence as a core focus or feature are entirely prohibited. Custom gameplay or visual modification that includes nudity or sex content, including uncensored patches, in otherwise allowed games are prohibited. Learn more about prohibited games. Second, for games where nudity is the core focus or feature, the mature rated game's content classification label is sufficient for incidental nudity. However, the sexual themes label must be applied for gameplay that focuses on nudity. Users may not engage in simulated sexual activity or erotic roleplay with other players in online games. Games that primarily consist of user-generated content, in-game roleplay, or interactions in virtual reality are not exempt from this policy. If the mature rated game that I'm playing includes violence, alcohol, gambling, yeah, that label is fine. Will streams labeled CCLs no longer be recommended in the left bar? This update will not prevent streams from being recommended in the left bar of the homepage, as stream thumbnails are not shown in that section. Will labeling one of my streams with a CCL also impact the visibility of future streams? No, past streams do not impact the visibility of future streams when your stream does not include one of the CCLs listed above. How about a CDL, dude? All the ladies that are getting fucking slapped with a CCL, get a CDL. You know what I mean? Get a fucking CDL. That's all I'm saying. What happens if you do not use a content classification label? Yeah, if you don't do it, then will result in warnings and the correct CCL will be applied by Twitch to the stream. If you fail to apply the correct CCL repeatedly, they will be temporarily locked onto the stream, but it will not result in a suspension. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Seems kind of fucked. No, the only thing I brought up is like how it can be abused, I guess. As far as hitting you with the fucking, hitting you with the slut marker, you know what I mean? It's like slut shaming. Automated slut shaming. Yeah. Hitting you with a fucking scarlet letter. Yeah. At least I guess it's abusable in the same way right now, but they would cop a ban instead. Yeah, true. The Jesus lovers have waited on the situation. Dexerto will now allow artistic nudity following the viral topless meta. Is this allowed on Twitch? Yeah, I mean, he does artistic nudity too. Stable Ronaldo, Twitch now allows porn. What's wrong with these fucking Zoomers, man? What happened?